It's actually quite a sad story actually, but I'd like to share it with you. The piece is called The Life of Ebatari. Ebatari, you could have never envisioned her suffering. Her life struggle and bills just kept on buffering. 28 with 2 children in a council estate, struggling to pay bills, but her rent was never late. Baby fathers weren't around, but she never complained. On occasions when I see her, she was sometimes drained. A down-to-earth sister with a smile that's loving. I sometimes asked her how she deals when she's mothering. I met her on demonstrations, her presence stood out, mad inspired by the wisdom that came out of her mouth. She talked about the future of her youths with a passion of joy. You could see she was proud of her boys. She always dressed nice and I was feeling her steez. Her physique made a brother want to fall to his knees. Our friendship was tight, but I'll admit I want more. So I popped the question, but she didn't seem sure, cause she'd been there before, and the endings were raw, and she didn't want to go through the grief anymore. Wouldn't stop afromancing till she agreed to a date. She told me meet her at 7 PM at Peckham Post, don't be late, so I went home thinking I'm living the dream. I was new to dating, so my approach was green. Met up with Ebby on a windy Tuesday night. She looked so stunning. I think I was over polite. She grabbed my arm like a hook as we walked to the cinema. We were both interested in watching Hotel Rwanda. We talked about our lives outside the struggle. As she conversate, I threw a joke in to hear her chuckle. As she grabbed my hand, I felt I was gaining her trust. She looked so sad, and I wanted her to discuss her problem, cause with me, it's easily solved. She said if she told me, I'd become deeply involved. I said I liked her, and might be falling in love, and that she was a diamond sent by the ancestors above. But what she told me, my heart almost stopped in my chest, when she told me she had cancer in her breast. I had to sit down on the bench from my sudden shock. I was in a state of denial, cause my brain wouldn't clock the problem. But Ebatari was thinking the worst, that my attraction to her suddenly became her curse. I grabbed her hand, she pulled away, but I tried to explain. She made the claim that I could never feel her pain. The sky rumbled like it wanted me to let her be. I was currently blind, but she wouldn't allow me to see. We had an argument on a day that was supposed to be special. People looking at us on the streets as if we were mental. Ebatari's walking fast, time is 11:05. I'm keeping up, wondering if the relationship will survive. We're heading to Adiola's, Ebatari's best friend. She looked after her youths, and she's Epi's godsend. Outside Adiola's door, we're both making some noise. She told me to shut up, or I would wake her boys. It was comfort and reassurance that Ebatari needed, so I sealed it with a kiss and it felt like I succeeded. She calmed down, I used my thumb to dry her eyes. Held her close like clouds hold each other in the skies. We sat down on the stoop and I had asked the question, what is our next move? And if she had a suggestion. The cancer was approaching its final stages, and her life book was approaching its final pages. She got support from her family, but she's struggling to cope. Upset she won't get to see her son's growth. I told her whatever happens that I'll be in their lives, but your memory would never dim her from the spotlight. She knocked Adiola's door and we said our goodbyes. Our intimate kiss felt like the beauty of a sunrise. My missing element, the ankh that represents me, walked away glad I was in the life of Ebatari.